Yeah, it's been a few weeks, hasn't it? Before, I think even the war started. It's so surreal to be saying that before the war. Shout out to you, Ukrainians. I pray for peace for you guys every day. Yes, a few weeks since we've done the news. Did you guys miss me, or did you not even bat an eye? What kind of answer was I expecting there? I get probably like 8 views per week on this channel. But for those of you who are here, may this green flat earth grant you 1,000,000 life points. Thank you for being here. You've definitely made my day. Anyway, in all seriousness, let's start with this from Dyson, and then you can tell me if this is truly an April Fool's joke or not. They say it's not, but what's looking like a Bane cosplay accessory the more I look at it, the Zone is Dyson's first, get this, wireless headphone with a personal purification unit for some reason. It's not a COVID mask, but the combo of different filters built into this apparently are good enough to filter out like polluting gases and 99% of pollen, bacteria, dust particles. It's impressive, but the gaps between the face and the mask, you see it? I'm guessing it won't work very well at filtering out like close-range farts on a train or something. And then there's also, let's not forget, the headphone bit as well, which has 3-mode noise cancellation. And I'm sure there was quite a bit of engineering around how the listening experience would be affected by the fans running right here in the background. And also, knowing that this is a Dyson, you can expect to pay $6,000 for it. Guess what? Carl Pei's company Nothing is coming out with a phone after all. Initially, there were like rumors swirling around with random really cryptic tweets here and there, but Carl finally confirmed it in a couple of recent press conferences. You might have seen them, while at the same time revealing very little in terms of specs, just to keep us on edge. It won't be available anytime soon, but apparently Nothing is taking a play out of OnePlus's original playbook of developing the Phone 1, as they call it, to offer like flagship features and tech for much less, which means for those of us missing the good old OnePlus 1 days, the Phone 1 shines some hope. So if the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and the camera hardware are up to snuff, we're looking at a potential hit right here. Can you guess how much it'll cost? Because if you look at OnePlus 1, the original one was $299, so if you factor in inflation and supply shortage, the Nothing phone will be closer to $450, $500. And also, did you see how I restrained myself from making Nothing puns here? Yes, I'm really holding out this time and being all professional. Yes. Wear OS 3.0 was supposed to be the savior for Android wearables last year and this year. And even though the only Wear OS 3 powered watch at this point, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, has sold really well, surprisingly, yet also not surprisingly at the same time, excitement and adoption of this operating system has kind of flatlined. I mean, where are the other Wear OS 3 watches from other brands that they promised? And also, it doesn't look like we're getting strong app support either. It's almost like Google's wearable team is only just big enough to handle one project at a time. So, like, rather than focusing on refining and feature dumping the crap out of Wear OS 3, I get the sense that management pulled these people off to work on the Pixel Watch instead, which more than ever, by the way, is apparently a thing coming in the next few months. The upcoming Fitbit Versa 4 and Sense 2 is another reason why I believe Google lacks the faith in its own OS. Don't forget, Google owns Fitbit, because none of these Fitbits will be running Wear OS, as far as we know. Their decision to do this can only be seen as don't fix what's not broken and also don't mess with customer loyalty, because admittedly the Fitbit community is huge. So if you mess with the UI and OS just suddenly like that, it will turn many of them away. But if Google integrated more Fitbit into Google Fit and expanded on the power of Assistant and Maps, I believe consumers would like it. Another way to see it is, it shows me how little faith Google has in what their OS can and should do. Or rather, they do have faith, but unfortunately, the faithful have been put on other projects. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here. Have you ever wanted to listen on your earbuds to 2 different sources simultaneously? If you're not sure what I mean by that, how about this for an example? Imagine that you could stay on a really boring virtual call while at the same time listening to your favorite tunes streaming from the same device. Yes, that's a possibility now, guys, with the Genki Waveform by Human Things. And yes, I also know they look like really large side-mounted ion cannons, but let's give them this. They have the ability to play 2 streams at the same time, which would be great for, well, besides the previous example, live streaming on your Nintendo Switch while chatting at the same time, which is something you currently need a separate phone app to do. There's a lot of tech going on here, guys, such as adaptive active noise cancellation, plus a case that serves as a dedicated aptX Bluetooth transmitter, which means you can wirelessly stream audio from any device with a headphone connection. If you're curious about it or if you want to buy one, you can check it out on Kickstarter. I'll link it down below. And if you're worried about whether the company is legit or not, they are. This is not Human Things' first rodeo. On Kickstarter anyway. Allow me to ask you this. Are you as confused about Android 12L on tablets as I am? No? It's just me? Well, hear me out nonetheless, because here's my quandary, guys. Why the sudden renewed push by Google and other manufacturers for tablets? Have you seen that? Because we have the new Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, the Lenovo Tab P12 Pro. Both of these are slated for the 12L upgrade with more models along the way. Where I'm confused is if Android 12L is getting all the love, then what about the 2-in-1 Chromebooks running Chrome OS in tablet mode? Chrome OS, as you know, is constantly being refined and improved and adopting more Android 12 and Material U aesthetics and functions with each update. So is there going to be a convergence of the two just over the horizon? Because from where I'm standing, again, it seems like two different teams working on two different projects, not talking to each other. And also, what about Fuchsia OS, the supposed Android replacement? Because as far as I know, it's still being actively developed. And some have suggested that Android 12 or 13 might be the last Android before Fuchsia takes over. But then, why the push for Android 12L tablets? Why are they trying to gain momentum and excitement for an OS that might go obsolete just like that? I snapped at the wrong time. Most of you who follow my channel long enough know that I like my fair share of interesting and quirky tech. And if they're an underdog brand, even better. To which I present the Doogee S98. And if you've never heard of them, it's a Chinese brand that's been around for almost a decade now, specializing in rugged phones. And their latest beast, as you can see, is built like a tank. It runs Android 12, also the brand new MediaTek Helio G96 chipset, has a 6000 mAh battery, dual screens. The second one at the back serves as a timepiece, notification panel, and also to control your media. It would have been cooler if Doogee made this like a selfie preview screen, right? If you're shooting with the main cam. So Doogee, if you're listening to this, get her done. And also in terms of camera, how about a Samsung 16 megapixel selfie cam, 3 cameras at the back, 64 megapixel Sony IMX350 primary, 8 megapixel wide angle, and a 20 megapixel Sony night vision sensor. That's a whole lot more on this impressive spec sheet, guys, especially for the price, $450. So you're getting quite a lot of kit. But if you like the specs without the bulk, they also have their new V20 dual 5G model. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to press the purchase button on these. What do you think? So coming soon, I'll be dropping reviews of the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra and the Samsung A53. The Roborock, I'll tell you what, is a beast of a vacuum system, and I'm drafting up my notes right now as we speak on why this overpriced machine is the one to get. Even if you were just to get one smart cleaning device for your home, this might be it. The Samsung, on the other hand, is possibly the mid-range phone that kills the need for an S22. And yes, I know I said the same thing about the S21 FE, but if the 53 is executed just right, and it's already $100 less than the FE for crying out loud, we as users can rejoice and just be glad that the phone gods are finally smiling down on us. I'm happy at least that we have options, guys. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of that. That's not black. I love the orange and blue versions. That's more my kind of jam. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Let's Talk, and I'll close with this. What do the OnePlus Bud Z and the 2022 BMW Z4 Roadster and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 have in common? If you know what it is, plug your answer down in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends and family. I'd love to get to 15,000 pretty fast. And remember to comment nicely down below and thumbs up if you like this video. And remember to do something kind of loving for somebody in this world, because guess what? The world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love y'all very much. Thank you for watching.